Hey, hello, I'm here. It's Mike, I'm live. I didn't even know it came on, but I'm here, I'm live, and I'm going to talk about Prabhupada and his sexism and his sexist statements about women. And I have a great video. We're going to watch this video, but first I'm going to get right into the opening. And I'm going to do a little different opening today. Let's see, what are we going to do? We're going to do this. Okay, here I am. And now, so I found that one of the interviews where Prabhupada is just being a total jerk. And he's being racist and sexist and everything, all in the same interview. And we're going to get right into it. And it's an audio, so there's no video. Well, let me see. Let me see what we got here.
Tell us some of the solutions to our problems in this country. Can you tell me what some of those solutions are?
Solution not only of your country or our country. It is the solution for the whole human society. I told that as there are different divisions in the same body, the head, the arms, the belly and the leg. Although the body is one, but there are different parts for different functions. Then the body is going nicely. The head is the most important part of the body. So, head is not in order, then in spite of presentation of other parts of the body, hands, legs, the body is useless, just like a madman. Madman, the brain is not in order. Therefore, despite the presentation of the hands, legs and other things, it is useless. Similarly, the human society should be divided.
When I started drinking warm water to help with my memory, my friends laughed at me.
We have to do this.
But when they saw how much I'd improved, they
Into 4 classes according to quality. Not everyone is on the same level. So, even for material purposes, there must be 4 divisions.
Okay, so I don't know if everyone is able to understand exactly what he's saying, because of the quality of the audio. But basically what he's saying is, just like in the body, he says society is like a body. In the body, there's all these different parts. There's the head, the arms, the hands, the legs. But the head is the most important, because the head figures everything out. And everything is working in the head's, under the head's direction, what the brain was thinking. So he's saying that in society it's the same way, and that not everything is equal. The foot is not equal to the head. The hand is not equal to the head, right? So he's saying in society, not everybody's equal in society. Some people are more important than others, and some people are. Let's go on. But anyway, that's what he's getting at. So now he's going to explain it better.
Class, 7 class. third class, fourth class. Means the definition of the first class. Find out. This is the definition of the first class man.
Shamodamastatapshokyam Shantirarjavameva cha Jnanam Vijnanamastikam Brahmakarma Svabhavajam. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, wisdom, knowledge, and religiousness. These are the qualities by which the Brahmanas work.
This is first class. Then second class man.
Shoryam Tejo Dhritirdakshyam Yudhe Chapi Apalayanam Danam Ishvara Bhavascha Kshatram Karma Svabhavajam. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the qualities of work for the Kshatriyas.
This is second class.
So basically what he's doing here is he's going through, he's explaining the caste system in India, which this ancient caste system that you're born into. The Brahmins are at the top, and then you got the Kshatriyas, you got the Vaishyas, and then you got Sudras. And the Sudras are the slaves, the workers, they're the slaves. They have no rights, they're just workers. They're pretty much slaves, and they're the black and brown people. Basically the black people. Prabhupada had no problem with that. So he's explaining, according to Vedic culture, Vedic scripture, whatever the crap he wants to call it, because none of this is real, is that there's this caste system. Now there was a caste system, but that's all. It has nothing to do with his cult. There's no reason. He wants to reintroduce that caste system. 4 classes of people, or whatever. First class man, second class, third class, fourth class. Then women, well, they're the fourth class. Women are at the bottom. But anyway, we're going to get into that. But that's what he's talking about. And I wish I could figure out where this ends, because I want to get to the part.
That is fourth class, first class, third class.
Third class, farming, cattle raising, and business are the qualities of work for the Vaishyas.
Cow protection.
Cow protection.
Farming and cow protection and trade. This is meant for the third class division. And the worker.
If you really listen to what he's saying here, he is such a simpleton. He's such a like a Taliban. Basically, what he's saying is that the priests are at the top, like the Ayatollah or the mullah or the whatever you call them, the Brahmin, the priestly guys, the guys that are doing the worship in the temple, in the mosque, in the church, the Pope, whatever. That those people should be in charge. And then you got everybody, subordinate to them. And then the priestly people are the ones that make the rules. They make the laws. They get to say who goes to school. Women don't get to go to school. They get to say what you wear, how you wear your hair, what if women can wear Western style clothes or not, if they have to wear a sari or a burqa. They say what churches can exist. They blow up the Buddha statues if they don't like the Buddhist religion. They can demolish the Hindu statues if they don't like the Hindu temples. They can destroy the churches if they don't like the churches. They can destroy the mosques if they don't like the mosques, because they'll be in charge. These the Brahmins. So it's an extremist idea, and no one has any in this form where you have the Brahmins at the top, and then you have the Kshatriyas and the Vaishyas, the cow. The cow. He's talking about like the third class of people that take care of the cows. He's got no understanding of how a modern day economic system of trade and governments and all these things, how they work, how they interact, how technology is. He's got no clue to this. He's like, well, we're just gonna have priests run everything, and women don't go to school. They're lusty and they're less intelligent, so they don't get to do anything. And all the kids are gonna go to these boarding schools, so we don't have to worry about the kids because they'll be out of the way. They'll be in these boarding schools until they're adults. And he's a nut. It's actually a dangerous nut because he's able to convince all these people that this is right. Child marriage is what he wants. Child marriage. I'll marry my 11-year-old daughter off to some 24-year-old man or 25-year-old man. And I can just smack my wife around when we get into an argument. I'll just smack her around, and that's the end of that. That's how they think.
This division must be there. Then the society will go on very nicely. Exactly the same example. That if the different parts of the body, the brain, the arms, the belly and the legs, all are in order, the bodily function will go on very nicely. This is natural.
Where do women fit into these four classes?
Better?
She just said, where do women fit into this?
Let me explain. Women's position is subordinate to man. So, if the man is first class, the woman is first class.
So he said women are subordinate to the man. So if the man's first class, then his woman is first class.
If the man is second class, the woman is second class. If the man is third class, the woman is third class. And it's because woman is meant for assisting man. So, the woman becomes suitable according to the man or husband.
Women are only as good as the man that they choose. If they choose a first-class man, then they're first class. If they choose a fourth-class man, they're fourth class. Women have no independence. They have no self-worth other than what their husband is. They're subordinate to men at all times.
Would you say that women are inferior to men?
Yes.
She said, do you feel that women are inferior to men? And he said yes.
Why?
By physiological condition. It's like your bodily features are different from the man's features. You cannot deny it.
So he says that women are inferior to men because of their material body. And then he says that we're not our bodies, that we're actually spirit soul. So if he sees women as a spirit soul, which he's supposed to see everybody equal, he's supposed to see everybody as a spirit soul, the elephant, the yogi, the elephant, the dog eater, the cow, they're all supposed to eat. The self-realized guy is supposed to see all of them equally, the same. So if he sees everybody equally, how does he see the difference between a man and a woman based on her bodily conception of life? Which means he has to be on the bodily conception of life himself if he can't make the distinction between a male body and a female body. The spirit soul that is neither male nor female, that is in the body, he can't see that. He's stuck on the body. He says the woman is inferior because of her body. He doesn't say that the spirit souls are equal and that she's limited by her body. Which he could have said that, but he's saying no. He's saying the woman is inferior. And he doesn't even talk about the spirit soul. He talks about spirit soul when he wants to talk about spirit soul. But in this instance, he's strictly saying women are not equal, not spiritually or physically, whether they're a spirit soul or not. He doesn't care. He only sees the body, and he says women are limited by their body.
So according to the bodily features, the psychological condition and everything is there. How you can deny it?
Do you think that I am inferior to
That is
you?
not the question of inferior or superior. Different. Now you take one inferior or superior, that is your calculation. But the bodily features are different.
So what he does here is she says, are men or women inferior, are women inferior to men? And he says yes, based on their body. And then she says, so you think I'm inferior to you? And he says, no, not inferior, different.
That is material. But spiritually, they are all one. Materially, it's like your bodily feature.
So it's really weird because he's saying materially you're different, but spiritually you're all the same. But he teaches that women are inferior. He doesn't teach that women are equal at any time other than spiritually. He never focuses on the fact that they're equal. He focuses on the fact that women are less intelligent. They're less intelligent, they're inferior, they're subordinate, they have to be controlled, they're like little children. He constantly reinforces this in his books. And yet when he's pushed face to face, he wants to say, well, yeah, you are inferior, but really you're just different.
And bodily features different. Now, so far question of inferior, superior, that is your calculation. But we say that by nature, woman and man is different.
What does this mean as far as whether women can do the same things that men can do, whether women can lead people?
Well, when a woman can bear children, but the man cannot. Is it possible to bear children? A man?
So he wants to focus on the fact that women can get pregnant and men cannot. That's his basis for women are not the same as men, therefore women are less intelligent than men. See, he's a very simple person when it comes to, people want to say, well, he's so philosophical, he's so, he's a philosopher, he's very basic, he's very rudimentary, elementary. He doesn't have a real enlightened spiritual understanding of the world based on the Vedas. So you can either say he didn't understand the Vedas, or the Vedas are not very spiritually enlightening. If the Vedas are teaching animal sacrifices and they're teaching the homosexuals are born from the anus of Lord Brahma, and that they're mentally ill and evil and all of these things, and women are less intelligent, and women are lusty, and women need to be, if this is what's being taught in this spiritual, what is that? It doesn't sound spiritual at all. And then when you look at when you look at the results of this of this cult, with the schools and the raping and the children being beaten and the children being neglected and the children being tortured and women being abused and little girls being married off to grown men and little girls being raped behind the stage at the Krishna festival. It's so sick on so many levels. I still can't get over that the guy that was singing on the stage rapes a 13-year-old girl behind the stage, up the road behind the stage, just dumps her in, just leaves her in the dirt. She doesn't even know what happened to her. Doesn't even know what happened. And then he goes back off and gets back up on stage to sing more Hare Krishna shit. If that isn't the sickest fucking thing you've ever heard, I don't know what is. Where does he get the idea that he can do that? That's perfectly okay in this cult. He's going to take this girl behind the stage and rape this 13-year-old girl at a festival, at a Krishna festival. He's the singer on the stage, and he goes and he rapes a little girl. A little girl. He didn't take a woman or a teenager or somebody and go make out, let's go make out behind the stage. He took a little girl and went and raped her behind the stage, and then just left her there, and then just went back to get back on stage to go sing his song. He'd go do his Hare Krishna thing. That's like a priest taking a break from Mass, or his sermon, or whatever you want to call it, going out on his break, grabbing a little girl, taking her out behind the bingo room, raping her, leaving her there, and then going back and finishing his Mass. You see how I can't even begin to even comprehend the depravity that somebody would have to have just to do something like that. To do something like that to a little girl, not a woman. I mean, you don't do that to a woman either. But I mean, it's not his girlfriend that he went and they were making out, and she's like, no, and he's like, yeah, you know, and then it wasn't anything like that. Or he, was trying to make out with a woman, a girl, or whatever, and then it didn't work out, and then he took a little girl behind the stage and raped her, and then just went back up on stage like it was no big deal. Where did he get that idea that women and little girls are nothing and they can be treated like that? From this fucker here, talking about women are subordinate to men, and women are less intelligent, and women are inferior, and this stuff is up and down these books. How did this lady that was doing this interview know about all the racism and sexism in his books? Because it's easy to see. She didn't have to do an investigation or anything to figure out what was going on. She probably picked up Bhagavad Gita, read 10 pages of it, and went, what the fuck is this? Women are less intelligent? Women are lustier than men? 11-year-old little girls make the best wives? Like, what is this? Look at this fuck, man. This guy's such a fucking disgusting creep.
And bears can become pregnant? Is it possible?
No.
Physically, therefore there are so many things which is possible in man and which is not possible in woman. By nature.
So she's interviewing him. She's not having a debate with him, because I would have said, what the fuck? You're telling me... I would have said, so you're telling me that women are less intelligent because women get pregnant and men can't? That's how you determine the intelligence? Whether men and women are have equal intelligence is based on the fact that women can get... Not on their schooling and what they've learned, how they've gathered information, how the information was presented to them, how they thought about that information, how they were able to express that knowledge back out, and that women will always perform less than a man. It's ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And this is his level of understanding based on his religion. Based on his religion, he's convinced of this idea. He's convinced that this idea that women are just stupid, they're less intelligent. And he's telling these women right there, he doesn't care. He doesn't care how racist, sexist, whatever. He doesn't give a shit. But it's all based on the fact that a woman gives birth and a man doesn't. I mean, this is the guy that said that we didn't land on the moon because Sunday comes before Monday. Sunday, Monday. Sun, day, moon, Monday. So it has to be sun, moon, and then does that make any sense at all? What the fuck is he talking about? Sunday, Monday? That's the level of intelligence that this guy has. I could understand if he said, no, we didn't land on the moon. They couldn't have land on the moon because they're... And he gave some scientific explanation for why they couldn't have gone. No, he said because Sunday comes before Monday. It's not Monday and then Sunday. It's Sunday and then Monday. You know how stupid that is? That's so stupid. I feel stupid for repeating it. I feel like I can't even repeat his stupid argument because that stupid is transferred to me for just repeating the stupid thing that he said. I feel 10 times dumber because I'm repeating the stupid thing that he said. But Sunday and Monday, what the fuck? A man who thinks that he can prove we didn't land on the moon because Sunday comes before Monday is going to sit there and talk about women are less intelligent? This is the fucking dumbest person I've ever heard. This is the dumbest person I have ever heard is sitting there talking about how women are dumber than men. And this guy thinks that we didn't land on the moon because Monday comes after Sunday. I mean, what the fuck?
How we can say that they are of the same nature?
I'm not saying they're the same. What can...
Then if you're not saying that, then they're different in their physiological condition. So now, this physiological condition, you may calculate this is better or this is better, that is your calculation. Our calculation is the man and woman are different in their physiological condition.
But you say women are subordinate to men.
Yes. That is also natural. Because when the husband and wife are there, or the father and daughter is there, so the daughter is subordinate to the father, and the wife is subordinate to the husband.
What happens when women are not subordinate?
Who could have thought that this simple ear trick could help fight off dementia? Did you know that memory loss is not a condition of the mind?
To men?
There is disruption, social disruption. If the woman does not become subordinate to man, then there is social disruption. Therefore, in the Western countries, there are so many divorce cases because the woman does not agree to become subordinate to man.
So, oh my God. So, this woman-hating prick who was unable to have a loving relationship with his wife, maybe because he raped her when he was 22 and she was 11. Sounds like the guy at the Krishna festival who raped a girl, 13-year-old girl behind the stage. He couldn't have a loving relationship with his wife. She didn't love him, obviously. Forced into marriage to this guy. This narcissistic megalomaniac freak. She's forced into that marriage with him. And that's what he wants for the world. He wants forced marriage. He wants little girls married to grown men. This fucking freak. Forgot what I was saying, but it doesn't matter. It's all crap. It's all BS. And this guy's full of shit. I just can't.
What advice do you have to women who do not want to be subordinate to men?
So he's saying women who are not subordinate to men cause divorce. All the divorce is caused because women don't want to be subordinate to their men. Not because men are cheating on their women. He doesn't care about that. Not because men are beating their women. He doesn't care about that. Smacking a woman around, there's nothing wrong with that. Cheating on a woman, there's nothing wrong with that. Because remember, women are less intelligent and women like to be raped. And they're 9 times lustier. So if a man is cheating on his wife, so what? I mean, who cares? Prabhupada doesn't care. So never mind that. Never mind that a man could be, there could be a million reasons why a woman doesn't want to be married to a man. Prabhupada's an example, right? There's a million reasons why a woman wants to terminate her marriage. The guy's infidelity. He's an adulterer. He's a cheater. He's a gambler. He's got many qualities that she doesn't like. He beats the kids, beats her, whatever. So many reasons. But it's the woman's fault for not just being subordinate to the man. This guy's got. The more you listen to him, and the more you listen to what he says, and his arguments, and his thought process, and his stream of consciousness, and the subliminal things that he's saying. I mean, the subconscious things that he's saying, and the conscious things that he's saying. The guy's absolutely a creep, and he's insane, and everything. Monday comes after Sunday. Monday comes after Sunday, and that's his big... Oh, I can prove to you we didn't go to the moon. Monday. And he's really crazy because he really thinks that means something. And all his disciples, all his followers are like, oh yeah, Monday. That makes sense.
It is not my advice, but it is the advice of the Vedic knowledge that a woman should be chaste and faithful to man.
What should we do in the United States? We're trying to make women equal with men.
I am not trying. You are not already not equal with... I am not trying. You are not already not equal with the man. Because in so many respects, your functions are different and man's function is different. Why do you say artificially they are equal? As I told you, that the husband and wife, the wife has to become pregnant, not the husband. How you can change this? Both the husband and wife will be pregnant. Is it possible? Is it possible?
No, it is not.
Then, by nature, one has to function differently from the other.
But why
How
does
you
this
can
mean?
change?
Why does this mean that women have to be subordinate?
Yes.
Just because they bear children?
But by nature, as soon as you get children, you require support from the husband. Otherwise you are in difficulty.
Many women have children and have no support from husbands. They have no.
Then they have to take support from others. You cannot deny that. The government is giving in support. But the government is embarrassed. If the husband supports the wife and children, the government is willing of so much welfare contribution. So that is a problem.
What happens when women support men?
First
When
of all,
wives support-
try to understand that you depend after man and woman unite.
So this is what I'm saying. He's such a sexist. He's such a sexist, okay? That he's such a sexist that he can't even comprehend that a man, that a man and a woman and a woman and a man, a wife and a husband, have a child, and that the man would leave, or that the man would go sleep around, or that the man would not provide for the wife and the husband, or the wife and the child. He can't comprehend that there are many instances where it's the man who is the problem. He says, well, if a woman is not subordinate to a man, then she has a baby, and then she has to seek help for the baby because she leaves the man. It's always the woman's fault. Or she has to kill the baby, or go do this or that. He's always putting it on the woman. Why? Because he believes the woman is less intelligent. So it's not even an option that there's equality, or that the man could ever be at fault. It's just not. And that is the root of the sexism, of the misogyny, of the women are less intelligent. Women like to be raped. He said women like to be raped. He said Hitler was a gentleman. He said women are 9 times lustier than men. Although when you look at the world, and you look at the world around, and you see the opposite of that. You see, it's the men that are the ones that are lusty, or the ones that are promoting sex, the ones that are always promoting women to other men in advertising, in magazines, in movies, in television, in artwork, in everything. It's always the man is the artist and the woman is the subject, and that the art is made for other men. And so who is really the lusty ones? And I mean, it is nature's way that sex does exist, and sex exists for a reason, so that the DNA will continue to exist. So there is a sex attraction. I mean, there's always an attraction, whether it's between opposite sex or same sex. There's a sex and an attraction there. But Prabhupada can't even comprehend that there would be loving relationship between people. Only thing he can imagine is Krishna having sex with the gopis, and imagining himself as a gopi having sex with Krishna. That is all he can think about. That's what he thinks about. Rasa Leela. Don't think that Rasa Leela is sex. Just pretend it's not. Pretend it's not sex. It's spiritual sex. So it's not real sex or something, which makes no sense at all. But anyway, he cannot comprehend love. He can't comprehend a sexual attraction between a man and a woman. He doesn't understand any of this. He never experienced it. He never experienced falling in love with a woman and having children that he loved, that he wanted to raise with his wife. He didn't have that. He had a wife that he had kids with, but he never loved her. He said, I never liked, he said, she hated him, he hated her. They had some kids. I mean, that was the custom back then. I mean, I'm sure he wasn't the only one. I'm sure there were plenty of unhappy couples in his era of forced child marriage. I'm sure there are plenty of women that were 11 years old, 12 years old, got raped by their husbands, 24, 25-year-old husbands, with these little girls, and it wasn't a loving relationship. Maybe some of them grew into loving relationships. Maybe many of them grew into loving relationships. But I would imagine a lot of them were exactly like his, devoid of any sentimentality or intimacy or loving exchanges or affection. I don't see that at all. Not in this man here, who talks about women worse than. I'm not going to even say it, but anyway, this is this man. This is a spiritual leader here, who thinks himself greater than the Pope, better than the Dalai Lama, greater than the Maharishi and anyone. Sitting on his big fancy chair that Narayan, the wife beater, made for him. Narayan did a lot of the woodwork, the chairs, the altars, some of the deities. He did all kinds of things for Prabhupada, and I'm sure Narayan built that chair right there that he's sitting in. Meanwhile, he was beating every wife he ever had. And that's just the facts.
Children, and the man goes out, and you are embarrassed. The woman is embarrassed. Why? Why this is made possible? The man and woman unites, and the woman becomes pregnant, and the husband goes out. Then the poor woman is embarrassed with the child. She has to beg from the government. So, do you think it is a very nice thing? The basic idea is that woman should be married to a man, and the man should take charge of the woman and the children independently.
So yes, exactly. What Prabhupada is saying here is he's saying the very misogynistic. He's saying that if the woman is not subordinate to the man and just do everything that the man says and let him smack her around, whatever it takes to make the man happy, if she's not willing to go through that and he just leaves, and then what is she going to do? Is she going to go to the government and beg for assistance, or what good is that? It's her fault. It's the woman's fault.
They do not become a burden to the government or to the public.
Do you think the
I am thinking like this, you give me the answer. Simply you go on questioning. I question you. Do you think this burden to the government or the public is good?
I don't understand what you're saying.
Do you think that the burden caused when the husband goes away from the wife, that burden to the government is good?
No.
That has happened. Because the woman does not agree to be subordinate.
He just said it's the woman's fault. It's the woman's fault for not being subordinate to the man, that the husband leaves her, and then she has to go seek assistance. Basically, what he's saying is that the man should be able to do whatever he wants, and the woman should accept it. And if she doesn't, then it's her fault, and then she puts herself in a bad situation. This is what he's saying.
Equal freedom. So the husband goes out, and the woman is embarrassed with the children, and it becomes a burden to the government.
Yeah. So the husband impregnates the woman. He smacks her around. She protests that he's smacking her around, and then he goes away, and that's the woman's fault. So now the woman is left with these kids, and that's the woman's fault. And then she has to go beg to the government and get assistance from the government. And why is she doing that? That's her fault too. That she has to go. This is a sick. This is a sick, woman-hating, misogynistic, sexist cult. This is dangerous stuff because, look, this is what he wants. This is what he's teaching his followers. His followers read it right back to him. The follower, like, translated it into better English so that she could understand. He knows exactly what he's saying. He knows exactly what he's saying. They know, and this is what he's teaching them.
Is there anything wrong when the woman works?
There are so many things wrong. But first thing is the wife of somebody, and the child born by somebody, they should become burden to the government or to the public. First of all, answer this.
So what he's saying is that she said, well, isn't it wrong for the husband to leave? And he says, there's a lot of things wrong, but the first thing you have to get through your head is that it's wrong for the woman not to be subordinate. If she would just be subordinate, then everything would work out.
Why she should become burden to the government?
3 เหตุผลทำไมต้องมีท็อปเปอร์รุ่นพราหมณ์ไว้ครอบครองเป็นอีกหนึ่งสิ่งนะคะที่รู้สึกว่าลองแล้วอยากจะให้ทุกคน
What is your answer?
Well, men are
Do
versus
you think from social point of view this position of woman and the fatherless children are very nice thing? No.
What I'm trying to say is that this may happen to some women. I'm talking about women who are not.
Now, these are the general cases. You cannot say some. I see in America, mostly the women.
Oh, then what you're saying is not all women should be subordinate to all men.
No, man should be subordinate to the man, a woman, so that the man can take charge of the woman.
Is this true for all men?
That woman is not a problem to the public.
Is it true for all women and all men?
Yes, that is the nature. You take, even in the dogs, they also take care of their children. The tigers, they take care of the children. So, in the human society, if the woman is made pregnant and the man goes out and she is embarrassed, she has to break from the government. That is not very...
See, he's trying to say, he's saying in general, in most cases, it's the woman's fault. She's insubordinate to the husband, then the husband goes away. Then she has to figure out what she's going to do with no husband. She has to go to the government, or she has to do whatever. That it's the woman's fault. It's the nature of women. This is nature's way, he's saying.
What about women who do not have children?
Well, that is also another unnatural thing. Sometimes they use contraceptives, they kill children, abortion. That is also not very good. These are all sinful activities.
So basically what he's saying is that women have to have children. it's basically this. Women need to be pregnant, in the kitchen cooking, and making clothes, and babysitting the kids. And they don't need to go to school, because they don't need to go to school to learn that. They can just learn that. They can learn that. It's easy. That's it. In fact, he doesn't really think anybody really doesn't need to go to school too much, because all you really need to do is just chant Hare Krishna. You live on a farm, milk a cow, chant Hare Krishna, and you don't worry about anything else. Everything else, grow some vegetables. You have a cow. You have some milk and some cheese. You guy's a nut, okay? And there's people that, and it wouldn't be so bad if you just wanted to be a nut and you're like, hey, everybody should live on a farm with a cow, and that's one thing. But all these other extremist views just make it a total shit show. The child abuse, the women are less intelligent and they're stupid. Basically, what he's saying, he keeps saying less intelligent, but basically what he's saying is women are stupid. What does less intelligent really mean? What is he trying to say? If you were to tell somebody, if you were talking to your best friend or something, and he said something, and you go, man, you're really less intelligent, aren't you? You're like, what? What are you trying to say? Like, what, did you just call me stupid? That's what this guy.
These are sinful activities. To kill child in the home and take center of abortion. These are all sinful activities. One has to suffer for them.
Is the social unrest in this country caused because
of these things?
So he's saying social unrest is caused by women not being subordinate to men. It causes all of these problems. Unwanted children, women, unwanted babies, women having to go to the government to get welfare and things. It just causes all kinds of problems in society. He lays it out in his books, and that's what he's getting at here. But I don't know. Should we listen to some more? Should we a little bit more? Okay, a little bit more.
They do not know that.
And if women were subordinate to men, it would solve all of our problems.
Yes. Man wants that woman should be subordinate, helpful for him. Then he is ready to take charge. The man's mentality, woman's mentality is different. So,
Hi there, I'm Katya.
so if the woman agrees to remain faithful and subordinate to man, then the family life will be peaceful.
Thank you. Is that tea? Is that tea that you're drinking?
Are you drinking tea?
No, we don't drink tea. We don't drink tea, don't drink liquor, we don't smoke. This is our problem. No illicit sex, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling. Unless one is married, there is no sex.
Okay, where is this? Okay, so I'm going to end it there. He mentioned all the things they don't do. Meanwhile, they're all doing all of those things. The gurus while he was still there, his followers were smuggling drugs. They were abusing their wives. he was snorting snuff. Let's see what else was going on. They were molesting kids. Kids were being tortured. Kids were being raped and abused. Little boys, little girls. Girls were being married off to grown men. Little girls are being... all that's happening. While he was here. He knew about abuse. He knew about guys beating their wives. Narayan was smacking his wife around right in front of Prabhupada. Prabhupada was laughing about it. Prabhupada was laughing about it. That girl did the video, and the guy asked her, and she said Prabhupada knew about child marriage. He says in his books, he talks about it in his books. He doesn't talk about it. He promotes it. He says it must be. You just heard him talking about women have to be subordinate to men. He's talking about 11-year-old girls. He's talking about gopis were 11 years old. He said some of the gopis had babies. They were breastfeeding. And I know a lot of devotees are like, no, Prabhupada says this, and then Prabhupada says that, and it's like, you don't have to tell me. I read all the books. There's not one of Prabhupada's books that I read books that are out of print. You can't even find them now. So don't tell me. I know what's in those books. I know what's in those books better than most people and better than most devotees. And I know how to connect all the dots because Prabhupada doesn't connect the dots. Prabhupada doesn't sit down and list like a manifesto. But it's all in his books. You can read his books and you can create that manifesto. It's like I said, like I've always said, all the racist and sexist crap in Prabhupada's books, if you're not, I mean, it's there. But the real evil, sinister stuff, how it all works together, that doesn't pop out. You got to stare at it for a while. And then, you go, oh shit, this is the Taliban. This is no different than the Taliban. It's like if you stare at a picture of Prabhupada long enough, you'll see the Ayatollah. You'll see those Taliban guys with the beards and the turbans and blowing up Buddha statues and forcing women to wear a friggin' black thing from head to toe. That's what it really is. Prabhupada doesn't write it out. Okay, number 1 we're going to do this, and then number 2 we're going to do this, and then number 3 we're going to do this, and number 4 we're going to do that, and then this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen. No, it doesn't work that way. Suraj Kumar from India, how are you? I'm good, Suraj. Are you here to be deprogrammed, or are you just here to? I don't know. You got a picture of Lord Nrsimhadev as your thing, where this half man, half lion character is ripping open a person, pulling his insides out. After he just massacred all these little children and killed all these little children. Why? Because they didn't want to chant Hare Krishna. They didn't want to chant Hare Krishna. So Lord Nrsimhadev killed them all these little kids, killed them. And then when he was done, he took this guy, put him on his lap, and just ripped him open with his lion claws. It's pretty weird. I don't know how this lion man killing a bunch of little kids is supposed to make you a spiritual person. And they want to say, well, these were demoniac demon kids. No, they were just normal kids that didn't chant Hare Krishna. Everybody who doesn't chant Hare Krishna is a demon. It's not like these little kids were out like doing satanic worship or, chopping the heads off of, mice or, birds or puppies and kittens. No, they were just normal kids that were just in school and they didn't want to chant Hare Krishna. They weren't Hare Krishnas. But they want to make them out to be, well, they were demons, and so then Nrsingadev came and he killed all the little kids, killed all these little kids. And Nrsingadev is supposed to be the one who protects the devotees, because supposedly Prahlad, who was the Hare Krishna, needed protecting from all these other little kids who were just not chanting. They were just not chanting. And so Nrsingadev came and he killed them all. So Nrsingadev is supposed to protect devotees. He's the protector of the devotee. You pray to Lord Nrsingadev, you want protection. And I'm sure all those little kids that were in the Gurukul in Dallas and New York and LA were praying to Lord Nrsingadev, protect me from these ISKCON Hare Krishna freaks that are raping me and torturing me every day. Nrsingadev, please come and protect me from these demons. He didn't protect anybody. In fact, there's still kids being molested in ISKCON. And Lord Nrsingadev's not doing anything to protect them either. In fact, Lord Nrsingadev is protecting the gurus and the pedophiles rather than protecting the children. Just like when the children had to sue ISKCON to get some justice, because ISKCON wouldn't do nothing. Okay. So once these kids grew up, enough of them got together and sued ISKCON for damages, for sexual abuse and child abuse and mental abuse and torture and whatever else they were able to get. And they won. Because it was a slam dunk case. It was odd. These are the kids in your school. You guys tortured them. You guys molested them. Open shut. $400 million these kids won. And ISKCON said, we don't want to pay. ISKCON's like, we don't care what the law says, and we don't care what the jury says, and we don't care what the court says. We don't want to pay. So they got Alan Dershowitz, the lawyer guy that went to Epstein Island and used to get massages on Epstein Island. They got him to defend them while he's going to Epstein Island. He's defending ISKCON for child sexual abuse. Get that. In the 90s, these kids sue ISKCON, and the lawyer for ISKCON, the appeals lawyer that they hired to knock that $400 million down was Alan Dershowitz. Alan Dershowitz. And they got it knocked down. So rather than pay the kids $400 million, they paid Alan Dershowitz $200 million and paid the kids $200 million or whatever. Because Alan Dershowitz didn't do it for free. So they'd rather hire Alan Dershowitz, from Epstein Island, give him money that should have went to these kids that they tortured. They'd rather give him money so he can go back to Epstein Island while they fuck the kids again. Why not just give the kids the $400 million? They're just sick fucking people. They can't even say, yeah, we fucked up. They're like, yeah, we fucked up, but you know what? We don't want to pay, and we're gonna just keep fucking. It's such bullshit. And these people have a picture of this little child killer on his profile picture, because to him it's like some, I don't know, it's some status, like this, some sick caveman, it's like gladiator shit. It's like thinking that gladiators and ancient Roman was something to glorify. It was nothing to glorify. People being eaten alive by lions and fighting each other to the death in front of a stadium with a sword or a spear. That's disgusting. Those people were sick, but hey, that's what they were doing. They're still sick with what they were doing. I'm sure there were people. Believe me, there were people there that were like, "That's sick. Why are you going to do that? That's not right." I guarantee it. I guarantee you there were people that were like, you know what, this child marriage, like 11-year-old girls, I don't know, it's kind of creepy. Those people existed. They may have had to change their religion to not have to participate in that because, it was things were different back then. But there were definitely people back then. There's always been people that have been like, I don't think we should be stoning people. I don't think we should be, I don't think we should be, nailing people to the cross and stuff. I don't think we should be ripping the hearts out of these people and throwing them into a volcano. There's always been people that were like, you know what, I don't think that's a great idea. So anyway, so there, I don't know how well the audio came out across that, but if you want, I'll put the link in the description of this video, and you can watch this video for yourself. I'm gonna check out some more videos, audios and videos of Prabhupada saying incredibly racist and sexist stuff. I mean, I was looking up on this program where men and women not being equal, and you can look many times where Prabhupada says here about I have explained how the foolish women are being cheated by the intelligent men. What happens when women are not subordinate to men? That was part of what we just saw. Women, he said, is not equal in intelligence to man. Women are meant to assist men. That is all. He said women do not figure in his class system except as daughters or wives. Women, it is only possible in our Vaishnava Bhakti Yoga, women and men can be given equal rights, but they're not equal in any way, shape, or form. So you can go into the program and you can read a lot of these things yourself, and you can see so much racist, sexist stuff that he said about men and about women. It's horrible, and it leads to violence. It leads to rape. It leads to pedophilia. It leads to being a sexual predator-ism, whatever. It's not a good mix. It's not a good mix. And with the celibacy, forcing men to be celibate, it's just unnatural. I mean, some guys, I mean, if you want to be celibate, it's up to you. I mean, but to just say that every man coming into this movement has to take these vows and live in this dormitory, and you can't do this and you can't do that, it's unnatural. That's not normal. That is conditioning. That's like boot camp. It's like break your spirit, break your whatever to get you to change your personality and alter your behavior. So and it's just, it's not natural, and it's damaging. It's damaging. So anyway, I'm gonna end it there. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. I want to get these videos out so people see them. People can be aware of how dangerous this cult is. It's not just some wacky cult that people join and it doesn't hurt anybody. It hurts a lot of people. It hurts a lot of children. It hurts a lot of women, and it hurts a lot of men too. Everybody is hurt by this cult. So please like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend, and thanks for watching, everybody. And let's see what we got here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
I was in the bar for a drink or two. I met a girl named Mary Lou. Her blue jeans were so tight and cut so low. Those jeans were stretched across her butt. On a belt she wore a rabbit's foot, and I couldn't help but see her camel toe. Mary Lou had a camel toe.
Means that. และกลับเข้าสู่ My Mac All Time DPK1radio.com Whatever, I'll do what I want.
You're listening to Mike's Madhouse on DPK1radio.com.
Worried about God. I'm afraid of what he might do if anything should happen to me.
God, but he's a robot. Without you, what could he do?
There's no limit to what he could do. He could destroy the earth. If anything should happen to me, you must go to God. You must say these words.
Dumalang, Julia Zizzy, and ready to Mike's Madhouse, more BKK1radio.com.
And now it's time for the Dumb American on Mike's Madhouse.
Back to dope tunes and stupid talk with Whitewood Mike on Mike's Madhouse.